In case of DI, obviously it is somewhat straightforward, but in case of LR, even if you miss one point, you may screw up the entire set, and you may end up having another solution to the same set. I used to write mocks on every alternate day. I had made an Excel sheet. I used to plot the progress. I mean, that's the catch, right? I mean, when I used to look at those graphs, it gave me the confidence to deal with the main exam. I still remember that I started by scoring a single digit mark in quantitative aptitude, and on the exam day I managed to score 27 marks raw score. So that's the journey, right? My name is Sreejesh Pillai and I am a chartered accountant by profession. I have managed to score 99.37 percentile in CAT 22 exam and 99.98 percentile in ZAT exam, and I will be joining IIM Ahmedabad very soon. I have also cleared my CFA Level 2 and FRM Part 1, and I am a graduate from Mumbai University, Mulund College of Commerce. I have a 2 years of work experience at Trust Group, where I was working as an Equity Research Analyst. Over there, I used to make portfolio diagnostic reports for my clients, while also fundamentally researching about various companies. During my stint at Trust Group, I interacted with my manager, who himself had done his MBA from JBIMS. When I talked to him, I realized that the rigor that one goes through when they pursue their MBA is something, which is out of the box. And I was intrigued by his ability to understand various businesses. So even I was interested to know as to how one can achieve that sort of an expertise, that sort of a business acumen. And I thought of pursuing MBA after completing my chartered accountancy. So I started my preparation from the month of June 2022. And before that, I used to prepare for it, but I was trying to gather knowledge as to whom should I follow for the preparation. I zeroed in on a couple of mentors, and then I subscribed for an academy as well. From the month of June 22, I followed them religiously. Now, talking about the VARC section, I followed Shabana Shahab ma'am, whose sessions I used to watch regularly. After that, I used to write sectional tests as well. I used to read a lot of RCs from Word Pandit. Talking about DILR, I used to follow Ravi Prakash sir, who teaches at an academy, and I used to follow his Roda channel as well. He made a point that practice almost like 500 to 600 sets, and then you will be able to ace the section. And that's what I did. I used to write a lot of sectionals for LRDI as well. Bifurcating LR and DI, obviously it's pretty much understood that DI as a topic is very easy to grasp and easy to get an understanding about. Even when I was writing my exam, I was actually looking for the DI set, which is easy to solve. And for LR, there was a lot of sets which I practiced and tried to gauge my understanding, and try to understand a lot of topics which I didn't have a particular hold on to. So in case of DI, we are actually not dealing with a lot of parameters. Like there is a graphic representation of the data, and you have to just understand the graph or the figure, and then you have to solve the questions accordingly. But in case of LR, there are a lot of parameters which you need to keep in mind and then try to solve it. There were a couple of points which I used to miss when I was solving the LR sets. So that was the pain point. In case of DI, there wasn't any such things which used to happen. There was this figure where you have to read it carefully, where you have to understand each and everything and then solve the questions accordingly. So in case of DI, obviously it is somewhat straightforward, but in case of LR, even if you miss one point, you may screw up the entire set, and you may end up having another solution to the same set, which would be completely wrong. So ergo, DI is relatively easier as compared to LR. In case of quantitative aptitude as well, I used to follow Ravi Prakash sir religiously. I used to watch his recordings on a daily basis. Most of the preparation time went into studying about quantitative aptitude and making my own notes, my own summary notes, which helped me a lot during the D-Day. In case of quantitative aptitude, arithmetic as a subtopic has got a lot of weightage. I did practice arithmetics on a regular basis, and to some extent algebra and geometry as well. I didn't give a lot of weightage to probability and number system, but obviously you should know the basics of each and every topic during the exam. I used to solve a lot of mocks. I had subscribed to Times mocks, and I had solved almost 40 mocks from different sources, not just Times but other sources as well. In that, I used to focus on the topics which I found difficulty at. Like, there would be a couple of topics in VARC and in DILR, in quantitative aptitude, which I faced a lot of difficulty in. So I started writing my mocks from the month of September. Where I used to write mocks on every alternate day. I had made an Excel sheet. I used to plot the progress. I mean, that's the catch, right? I mean, when I used to look at those graphs, it gave me the confidence to deal with the main exam. I still remember that I started by scoring a single digit mark in quantitative aptitude, and on the exam day I managed to score 27 marks. Raw score. So that's the journey, right? I mean, I started by scoring low in all the 3 sections, and then I ended up scoring very good marks at the end. So my lowest percentile was almost 70 percentile, and my highest was 98.9 percentile. I still remember that percentile when I got it. I stopped writing mocks like 5 days before the exams, and during the last mock I managed to score 83 percentile, 83 or 84 percentile. So on the exam day, it was my morning slot. So when I looked at the VARC paper, it was relatively on a tougher side, and I realized that if I manage to crack this, other sections would be relatively on an easier side. I started off by maintaining my composure. I tried to solve 3 RCs, and then I moved on to VA part. After that, when LRDI came into picture, I was completely perplexed, as in I wasn't able to find one particular set which I could start my section with. Then my strategy shifted to solving as many questions as possible. I did manage to solve 3 questions from each and every set, and just cracked one set, and that's the only set that I could solve, and the other questions I tried to pick it from different sets. Now moving on to the quantitative aptitude part, I did manage to solve 18 questions, and the one main point that I would like to bring forth is that you shouldn't actually bring the tension that you had during the during the previous section into the next section. So you have to maintain your composure during the exam, and even if you screw up just one section, make it a point that you try to bring back your confidence for another section. So even if you screw up like just one section and you may end up scoring like 80 to anywhere between 85 to 90 percentile, it's very okay. You may still end up scoring more than 99 percentile if you have managed to get a good percentile in other 2 sections. So I scored 99.37 percentile in CAT, and I had got calls from IIM Ahmedabad, MDI Gurgaon, IIM Lucknow, IIM Kozhikode, SP Jain. Now coming to ZAT, I scored 99.98 percentile in ZAT, and I had secured a call from XLRI Jamshedpur BM program. So during my preparation for various interviews, especially for IIM Ahmedabad, I was catering to economics and statistics as a subject. I mean, those were the 2 topics which IIM professors liked a lot. About work experience, I just was studying about derivative strategies and which all strategies I pursued when I was particularly talking to my clients, and which all companies I researched about, which all industries I targeted at. Yeah, those were the basic points that I catered to. About the general awareness, I used to read a lot of news articles which particularly talked about finance as a whole. Like, Adani Hindenburg was very common during our time, and that was the main topic that I studied for, and which was related to my field as well, my background as well. And about the academics part, I was asked about statistics as a topic. So those things which I had prepared for were asked, and it really helped me a lot. During the end phase of the interview, they actually gave me an opportunity to ask a question, and that's where you can actually try to create an impact in the minds of the interviewers. I did ask a relevant question, and they actually told me in a way that which gave me the confidence that I will get a chance to join IIM Ahmedabad. So he made a point that if you join IIM Ahmedabad, you will be getting this, and then he answered me in such a way. So at that point in time, I got in that I have a good chance that I convert this call.